Hello my peeps, this is Gina. Welcome back, and those that are new, welcome to my channel. I have here some dollar bead box beads. These are all from the dollar bead box here. This is from the dollar bead box. And these two are from the dollar bead box. There's only 3. So I thought, well, I'll make a pendant and a pair of earrings with it. So this is what I did with the pendant. I have some like a tealish green, turquoise green wire that I wanted to use. So let's start with these first, and we'll get these out of the way. I have some olive green. Is this olive green? Yes, olive green wire. It's new. Let me get this tape off. Guess I should have checked that part first. Little bit, little bit, little bit. Oh my goodness. They stuck it on there pretty good. Okay. Okay, we're loose. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now I'm going to, I like to string right onto the spool. And that way I know. I'm just going to go down through the head, and then I'm going to put on 5 of the pearls. 1. I wanted to do something different with the bottom, but it's not really working out the way I wanted it to. So instead of 4, I'm doing 5, because 4 leaves a gap. I'm like, well, 5 makes a loop. Like, something should be hanging off that loop. I don't know. All right, now I've got that. I'm going to go back through under his chin, up to the top of his head. And pull. There we go. Oh, I only got 4 on there. I can't even count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Arr! All right. Well, that's not what I wanted. So pull this out. 5. Oh my goodness. It's really not that early in the morning either. I can't even blame it on that. I guess I'm not awake yet. Okay. Back under his chin. Up and pull both wires, because you need both. There we go. Oh, we got a little loop. We got a loop under his chin. And then I'm going to snip this off. Yeah, I'm just going to snip one off right about here. I'm trying to think what I'm going to do. I want to put seed bead, or not seed bead, a crimp bead on. And I want to get a hold of both of them. And then crimp it so that it stays like that. And of course, we're going to go in the back groove where there's a little tooth there. That's going to make my crimp fold, or crease anyway. It's going to give it a crease. And squeeze. And then we're going to turn and go in the front groove here. And we're going to fold over. Oop. Oh, there we go. Fold it over. There you go. Now we're going to snip this off, because we don't need it. Get rid of that. Throw it away. Now we're going to decorate his head. I'm going to put a crystal bead and a pearl bead. Let's go in the other direction. Push our way through it. All right, I have to ream this one. That's the thing with pearls. You always have to get out your reamer, make a little room for your wire to go through, because it's covered. It's just covered with the coloring that they put on top of the bead. So you just got to get that out of there, push it in, something, and there we go. Whoa! Well, I just lost that one on the floor. Need another one. Guess I didn't want that one. It was giving me problems. Anyway, so here we go. Another one. All right, let's try this one. There we go. Ta-da. Ain't he cute? All right, we're going to go up through a wire guard. We're going to go through one hole, and then we're going to go over, and then we're going to go down through. Oh, first got to put on a crimp bead because you can't really crimp it and hold it. So hang on to your crimp bead. I'm not with it this morning. And you go through the wire guard, down through the other side, and down through the crimp bead, and pull. Nice and snug. There we go. I think I'm going to squeeze that in a little bit. See that, how it's sticking out. A little bit wire sticking out there. Now I'm going to tug down on that wire. There we go. Now we're going to crimp that in the back. Pull down on the wire and squeeze. Turn and go in the front and squeeze. And then snip this off. There we have our little cute earring. So we're going to put them on here and open this up. Now he's going to be facing, oh, it don't matter. It's the same on both sides. So there we go. Nice and snug. There we go. Nice. Ain't he cute? It's pretty. I like it. We're going to decorate them up again. So we're going to do another one. So we're going to do down through the top of his head, out his chin, and we're going to put on 5 pearls. 5. 1. And that one's not pushing through. So, reamer. And then, there we go. 1, 2, I was just thinking I have so many things to do. I have to get back to Heather. What the heck? Come on. All right, ream. I have to get back to Heather. All right, laundry going. I think it's done in the dryer. I think the dryer's done. So I got that to do. I have people calling me back. It's like, wow, I got a lot going on today. And I made a video for my bargain bead box of what I made. Now we're going to go back through his chin. Pull up on both wires. So we have that. And then we're going to snip this off. Give myself a little room to work with. And we're going, hang on. Some crimp beads, more crimp beads. These are Bead-A-Line number 1 crimp beads. I need 3. 2 for my necklace, 1 for this. I didn't get them out. Or I needed 2 for this one. Get down through this wire, down through the next wire, all the way to the bottom, and we're going to crimp that so we can keep this the way. Ah, those are my crimpers. Pull up on the wires, make sure it stays. Get the crimp in there. These pliers don't open. They just don't open. I have to do it. It just... Okay, there we go. Squeeze. And then we're going to turn to the side. And go in the front. And, whoops. And squeeze. There we go. Now we're going to cut off the small one. We don't need it. And then we're going to we're going to decorate his head with a crystal and a pearl. Got it. And a wire guard. All right, there we go. In, up, over, down. I didn't put on a crimp bead again. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm just trying to make a pair of earrings, and it just seems like I just don't know how. All right, I know how. My brain is not functioning to the level it should be. And then back down through the crimp bead. Hang on to it. And pull. There we go. Looks nice. All right, we're gonna crimp in the back. And squeeze. And then turn to the front and squeeze. There we go. Snip this off. Throw that away. Open this up. Slide this on and close it back up. Ta-da! We have a pair of earrings. Ain't he cute? Cute. All right, I like it. Let's go to the next. We're going to take these, put off the side. Now, I'm going to roll this up real quick. Tie it off. Put it off to the side. And now we have our necklace that I messed up a little bit. Not too bad. Oh, look what came off the pearl when I reamed it. Great. I guess I didn't need that pearl because it went on the floor anyway. All right, I need another crit bead for my necklace. All right, I'm going to get a couple of wire guards. Now I'm thinking let's work on these here. These earrings are going to be with wire. And I'm going to start out by making a loop right at the very tip, the end, and then turn it around. Right until it hits that. And then we're going to bend it so it's even, so it looks like a lollipop. It's got to be closed. Turn this a little bit more. And there we have our loop. Now we're going to put on our bead and our other bead. Guess I made these a little too long. Now I'm going to make a wrapped loop. I want it to go the same direction. I want it like this, not like this. So I'm going to start by making a wrap loop. We're going to put my pliers right down at the top of the bead, bend it over 90 degrees, turn it so you're right in the groove there. We don't want a big loop, so I'm not going very high up on here. These are where you want to make your big loop. If you want a tiny loop, stay down here. And then we're going to bend this wire up and over. Make sure you keep it aligned with your beads. We got to rotate this so we can bring it all the way across. Like that. And then we're going to wrap. Take this and swing it over this way. Swing it and swing. Do I need one more? Not sure. We'll stick with 3. Yep. And then we'll take it off with the flat edge against it and snip it off. Now we're going to take this and we're going to tuck that little bit in. Not too hard. There you go. Okay, top part's done. We'll do the other one. Do the same thing to the other one. So we're going to start with our round nose. At the tip of the wire, turn it until it hits the wire. Keep your pliers in there and then bend it. This has to get all the way. Has to be touching. And then I want to bend this. And it's the first one worked out just great. Oh my goodness. Okay, we've got that. And then we just want to bend it. So it makes a lollipop. And that's a lollipop. Lolly, lolly, lollipop. All right. Back to business. There we go. Now we're going to put our round nose pliers just above the beads. Bend it over 90 degrees. turn it, get in that groove, and we're going to make a loop by bending over the pliers all the way around, and then we're going to rotate the pliers, bring that wire all the way across, just like that. Hang on to it, and we're going to swing over to the next side, over here, over here. Just keep swinging. And then snip it off. Want the flat edge against it, and snip. And then we're going to tuck it in. There you go. Just so you don't feel it. So there's the two top parts. Now the bottom part is going to be totally different. Totally different. We're going to make a loop right at the tippy top again, and we're going to rotate. Got my finger in there. And make 2 loops around. Once we get to the third one, we're going to stop. There we are. See? Third one. And we're going to bend this straight out, all the way out like this. And then we're going to get out our, did I get them out? Yes. We're going to bend this back through the hole that we created. Now you want to put your nylon pliers right next to that loop, and then we're going to pull that wire through. A little bit more. Want to pull. It's not pulling through. See if I can get this a little tighter. I want a smaller loop than, or a smaller knot than that. And I can't get it to come in. Come in, come in. There we go. I think that's as small as I'm going to get. All right, now we're going to put on one of these little towers. And then I'm going to squish it with my pliers, just so it's not so big. There we go. Now I'm going to make a wrap loop. We're going to put pliers right over the bead, bend it over the bead, rotate the pliers. We're going to make a small loop. So we're going to go up and over, rotate the pliers, bring that wire all the way across, just like so. And then we're going to wrap by swinging the wire around. There we go. Pull that off and snip. We're going to snip and then tuck. Oh, I didn't get that one very close, did I? And it just wants to go in. There we go. There we go. That one's tucked in. We have that one. Now we have one more to do. Round nose. Very, very tip of the wire. Very tip of the pliers. And we're going to rotate. Want them nice and snug. Make them snug together. There's the third one, and I made it wrong. Well, I can just go this way. Bend it out. Straight out. Now we're going to bend this back through. There we go. And through the loop. Kind of looks like a lasso. Kind of acts like one too. If it was a little looser. Now we want these up against the knot. And then we're going to pull. Ah, just like that. Just like that. Now we're going to make it a little bit smaller. I like to scrunch it, make it a little bit smaller. And then we're going to slide this on. There we go. And we're going to make a wrap loop around those pliers, over the pliers, and up and over. I guess I made this wire too long. And across. Go all the way across. And then we're going to wrap. Bring it up. You want to get it as high as possible up here. And then bring it down. And as you come down, there you go. Beautiful. And now we're going to snip it off. Flush cutters as close as possible. Cut that off and tuck. We're going to tuck that little bit in. There we go. Now we'll just make our pair of earrings. These can go back. We're done with them. We're going to open this little loop. Slide this on. And close it back up. I just want to get it really snug in there. And then we got a pair of ear wires. I'm going to open these. This side. I think green goes well with gold metal. So I went with gold. There's one earring. And now the other one. Open this up. Tweak. Just a little slide. We're going to slide that on and then close it back up. There we go. Now, this one. Slide this on and close it back up. There we have it. Pair of earrings. Beauteous. I think I like that with the green wire. I think it looks better than if I had to do it with like regular gold wire. All right, we got 2 pairs of earrings done. That pair of earrings is going to go with this necklace, which all these beads I got from my stash. And then, of course, these came from Dollar Bead Box. So this is what I come up with to use them up. Yeah, get out my wire. I guess I could go with, see, I could go with green, but you're not really going to see the wire. Ah, what the heck? We're gonna use the green. So we're gonna start stringing. And we got itty bitty tiny beads. we're going to do 3. And then a larger bead. And then that's it. 3 and a larger bead. So nothing to that. We went camping over the weekend. You know, camping is supposed to be relaxing. Yet we're always busy, especially with the grandson. I want to go swimming. Well, he can't go swimming unless somebody's there with him because he's only 11. So I go, and I don't mind sitting there during the day, but at night it really wrecked my sleep pattern. I didn't take my meds, my nighttime meds at the time I normally do, which I have restless legs, and so I didn't take them when I was supposed to. So of course my restless legs started in, and I had a horrible time trying to get to sleep that night, which was Friday night. And then because after we had dinner, he wanted to go back to the pool, and it was too much for me. And I'm getting too old, I guess. Getting old. And then Saturday was the same thing, and I did not sleep Saturday. So I'm like, well, I'm going to have to tell him, I'll take you to the pool. We'll sit there all day long. I don't care. But when it comes nighttime, I need to go to bed early. I go to bed early, like 6 o'clock. I like to climb in bed just to relax, unwind. I don't go to sleep then, but I go to sleep a couple hours later. I listen to the grandson, my husband, watching their SpongeBob. We finally got the internet. We've been camping, I thought it was 4 years, but it's been 5 years. We finally got the internet just this past week. And so we were able to use our phones. We had TV. We had Roku. And what do we get to watch? SpongeBob. We went to Paramount Plus, and there it is. SpongeBob. Tim's like, we get the internet and we're watching SpongeBob. Yeah. As long as we got the grandson, that's what he likes to watch. You ever listen to SpongeBob? The cartoon itself? Listen to everybody? Oh my goodness, they just whine. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what he sees in it, but he likes it. These are little rondelles. 2, and a third one. So, my weekend didn't really go very well. I slept like a rock last night, though. I took my meds early. I went to bed early. At 6:30, I went to sleep. I woke up at 8:55. I'm like, oh, Heather was on tonight. I thought I'd fall asleep and only sleep for an hour, hour and a half. Well, I slept for 2.5 hours. I missed her show. So I had to go back and rewatch it. But we're going to go camping again this weekend, and he wants to come back up with us. I want to go camping. The only reason he wants to go camping is to swim. He just wants to swim. He just wants to swim and drive our golf cart. We got a new golf cart. We went from electric to gas. So we got a 2018 golf cart. I have a hair here. So that's new. And so we got a brand new golf cart. And I was able to ride it once because I had to go to the bathroom while I was at the pool. So my husband had to wait. Oh, there's my doctor. Okay, I am back. Sorry. I had to leave and take my sister-in-law to a hair appointment. I totally forgot. So I had to take off and leave. But I came back to this and I measured the little part that we did. And it only measured out like 6 inches. So I had to put some more on. And then I just strung it up. So I thought, well, I better do the rest with my subscribers, because I did start this with them. So I have some, where's my other, need one more of those. Lost that in the mix. Nope, here it is. Here it is. Okay. Crimp bead. And we're going, whoop. All right, we'll put it down on the mat and then string it that way. And then we're going to do our wire guard up and over through the other hole, down through the crimp bead, and pull. And I'm going to pull down on this side. There. So it looks just like this. Just like this. I have a habit of not showing you close what it looks like close up. And then I'm going to crimp. I'm going to put it in the back groove first. And just want the crimp, and then pull down on the wire and squeeze. And then we're going to turn and put it in the front groove and squeeze. There we go. And then we're going to snip this part off. Snip. And now push everything that way. Give myself about 4 finger lengths. Gives me enough room to work with. And we get another crimp bead. These are bead-along crimp beads. They're very nice. Very nice. And then wire guard. In through one hole, up and over, down through the other hole, and back through the crimp bead. And pull. We have it right there. All right, we want some fluidity. We want it to move. We don't want it too tight. So I'm going to hold it right there and crimp. Get it in the back groove. Squeeze. Turn in the front groove and squeeze. And then snip this part off. And then we have this, but I don't have any jump rings out. I didn't find any. Okay, I have some jump rings, and I decided to do an extension. So then I need a bead for the bottom. And we'll get out one of these tiny ones. Whatever color comes out first is the color we're going to do. Oh, green. I was thinking maybe it might be a pink one, but we're going to do green. Green it is. All right, we're going to put on our jump rings first. And I want to get out my bent nose. And I'm going to put the opening towards the top, at the top, not towards the top, at the top. And I'm going to leave this side alone. And I'm going to use my flat nose. These are your flat nose. And I'm just going to twist with my right. And we're just going to twist a little bit, just a little bit. All you need to do is get this in there and clasp. And then that's it for this side. And then for this side, we're going to do a jump ring. and twist. Put on our jump ring. And then this. Close it up. And then open this one, because we're going to put our extension on it. Our chain. And then at the end of our chain, when you do an extension, please put on a bead at the bottom. It just looks finished. It just looks so much better with a bead at the bottom than an open chain. Just a suggestion. Oh my goodness, this is too big. This is too big. And, okay, it's not going to fit in there. So, I gotta get a head pin. Alright. Let's get a ball head pin. Those will fit, most definitely. These can go back in here. So these came from Bead Box Bargains. Very good, very strong. You couldn't bend them very easy, but a little too big on the gauge. These are a thinner gauge. A lot thinner. And it's a ball head pin. You see the ball? There we go. Now we're going to string on our bead. There we go. And then we're going to make a wrapped loop. So I need my round nose. I am really trembly this morning. I haven't had my heart medications. And they won't be ready until this afternoon. I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't had it. I don't think I had it yesterday morning. I didn't notice until last night. Okay, now I've done this, we want to put it onto the chain. And then we're going to use our bent nose. To hang on to it like this. Oh, I wanted to slide up, but I didn't want to go up too far. Right there. So we can wrap this in that groove there. Now I need these pliers. Grab a hold and start spinning around. There we go. Just that easy. And then we're going to snip this off as close as possible. And that little bit there, there's not much there, but I'm just going to tuck that wee bit in just 'cause. Okay. And there we have our little dangle. Beautiful. Now, get all my tools out of the way. They all have to go over here now. I rearranged my desk and everything. That's part of why. Today's Friday. I started this on Monday. And, oh my goodness, I have been running my butt off. And then yesterday, I rearranged my craft room one of the days, and yesterday I was using the day to get it. There we go, this way. Finished up, and there we have our necklace plus the earrings we made. These little guys, and then these are matching earrings for the necklace. There we go, zoop. And we go there. Oh, there we have it. Oh, hang on. Swish my mouth with some Crystal Light. Sorry, my mouth just is so dry. I apologize. All right, well, if you like this video, please hit subscribe. I'm close to 1,000 subscribers, so I'm gonna do a giveaway when I get to 1,000 subscribers. And if you don't want to subscribe, hit the like button. Thank you. And then check out my Etsy shop. Until next time, happy beading.